Hey guys, it's Oscrix. Today I want to talk about Infernal Legion, which is one of the strongest ways to play minions in PoE2 in my opinion. It's what I'm going to be playing tomorrow at League Start. Because we don't have much information, I decided to opt out of trying to go blindly into playing wolves. And I'm going to start this instead, and then I'll try and respec into other stuff later, make other characters. But for now, let's talk about this character. It starts out as an Essence Drain Contagion character, like all witches do. And then it expands into spamming Flame Wall to generate Summon Raging Spirits and spamming the Skeleton Sniper's Command Gas Arrow. And you continue to play this playstyle and use Essence Drain Contagion to clear mostly until you get to Act 2, level 22 with Skill Gem 7. At that point, you're able to switch to playing Infernal Legion on a Spectre, and the Spectre that I use at this point is called the Bramble Burrower. It's from the Hunting Grounds in Act 1, and it has negative 30 fire resist and pretty high life. The important part about the negative 30 fire resist is that it makes it die quicker to Infernal Legion, and you want it to die quicker because if you put Infernal Legion and Last Gasp on it, it'll remain alive for 4 seconds after it dies, and during that window, you can use the Arsonist's Command Detonation ability on it for a pretty big individual hit. And by making it so that Spectre and the Arsonist are enabled on one weapon set and disabled on the other, you are able to weapon swap to respawn the Bramble Burrower, explode it, and then repeat that. But as you can see here, if you leave them active and alive for too long, they'll actually die beyond their last gasp, and then you'll have to wait a bit for them to respawn. But this is a pretty high single target, very low actions per minute kind of play style that allows you to be really mobile against bosses. And I think it's really strong for Act 2 up until the beginning of Act 3 when you're able to switch to using the Bogfeld Commoner, which is a much stronger application for Infernal Legion. You don't necessarily have to continue playing, or switch rather, to playing the Bramble Burrower. You can continue playing SRS and Skeletal Snipers throughout Act 2, but this is what I choose to do. And you can see more details about this and everything else in the mobalytics in the description. So at the beginning of Act 3, there's the Bogfeld Commoner, and it's summoned from this optional boss, Root Reg. It has really high health in proportion to its spirit, and at this point, you also get your first guaranteed Lesser Jeweler Orb. So the supports on Bogfeld Commoner become Last Gasp, Infernal Legion, and Minion Instability. And instead of using Arsonist now, all you have to do is max the amount of Bogfeld Commoners you have on one weapon set, make them appear, then let them explode, then weapon swap twice to make them reappear, and rinse and repeat. That's about it. And this does really, really high single target damage. The more spirit you have, the more you get. So after you kill the Azak Bog Witch, you get another Bogfeld Commoner typically, but you want to have like spirit on your gear anywhere you can get it to. That's going to really dramatically increase your DPS doing this. So this is a really, really strong way to level minions in my opinion. This playstyle with the Bogfeld Commoners and weapon swapping and minion instability carries you throughout the rest of the campaign really nicely. And I kind of prefer playing this to playing pure Infernal Legion and getting things like Searing Flame and Feeding Frenzy to support them, because you get the benefit of just really high individual hit damage, which allows you to stun bosses, which is really, really powerful defensively and kind of offensively in that way, since you're able to skip some phases of some bosses, as you'll see. You can see here when I fight this iron, like I was saying just earlier, that the stun from this individual hits is going to allow me to skip the phase transition here. So really strong for bossing. Kind of clunky for clearing since they have kind of stubby range on the Infernal Legion, but that gets expanded on in the end game as you get more AoE on the tree. You get Blasphemy, Explosion, Curse pops from the Lich tree, and then later in the game you can switch to playing Companion, which can get a lot of AoE on it. So in the late game, in the end game, you end up switching away from playing this minion instability playstyle to just playing pure Infernal Legion. And the playstyle becomes just you running around maps, weapon swapping to make your minion appear and disappear and reposition it, so that way it's nearby stuff that you want to die to ignite. This is a really strong character that's great for league starting, and I think is a lot of fun to play. So I hope you guys have a wonderful 0.4, and if you're interested in playing this, check the description for the mobalytics guide. And if you have any questions, come by my Twitch. Thanks a lot for watching, guys, and I hope you guys have a wonderful league start.